for heading out into the unknown. We put as many of those tools on your wrist as we could. The result was the new Apple Watch Ultra. Ultra's design pushes the boundaries so you can do the same. The rugged yet lightweight titanium case extends to protect the flat sapphire crystal to endure long runs, hard falls, and ripping currents. Apple Watch Ultra, what will your anything be?
Today Apple had its September event. Kind of want to concentrate on like the watch options the new watches that they announced. And I also want to give my opinion on smartwatches in general as a watch enthusiast. You know, what I think about them. Do I even own a smartwatch? And the answer is yes, I do. I actually own a Apple Watch Series 6. Before that I had a Series 4. Big confession time, I actually went through a period of time before I kind of got back into watches heavily, just kind of wearing an Apple Watch. There are a couple of reasons for this. Number one, I'm very tech focused. I'm always upgrading to the newest stuff. I'm not like a yearly get a new iPhone kind of guy. I mean, I've gone up to 3 years without getting a new iPhone, but I just always been interested in tech. I'm kind of a tech enthusiast on top of like being a watch enthusiast. As you can see, I'm like in my dedicated home theater room. But yeah, I'm a pretty tech focused guy. For a while, I just found it so intriguing to have like a miniature, cell phone on your wrist. And, I think it is kind of cool. Nobody really was wearing watches until Apple came along and just made the most popular watch on earth. So yeah, there are cool things about the watch. They have all these sensors, temperature sensor now and all that cool stuff. The GPS, you can take them running. You can make a phone call if you leave your phone behind. And I mean, there's a lot of really cool tech and, fit in a very small package. For the longest time, I was a one watch guy. I had a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer chronograph. Over 10 years ago when I got married, my wife gave me that watch. Then I wore that watch for like a decade. I'd like worn that watch so much and it meant so much to me because my wife gave it to me that I like had to. So I decided I got to buy a new watch. I've always been interested in these new Apple Watches. Let me just buy one. I bought the Apple Watch Series 4, which was a GPS only model, and I really liked it. I was an Apple Watch fan. Then I bought a Series 6 because I wanted to have cellular connectivity, and I liked the always on display looked kind of cool. I didn't have to do the motion to get the picture to come up on the watch. The thing about the Apple Watches is, every time I go out and I look at now I kind of like focus on what's on people's wrists. 9 out of 10 people are wearing Apple Watches. When I see people wear watches, I'm kind of like, when I see somebody not wearing an Apple Watch, I'm like, I got like respect, man. This guy has some individuality. There's somebody that's not wearing an Apple Watch, and I like focus on that because everybody's wearing these things, and you're literally wearing the same watch. There's like no individuality with these things. They're like plain vanilla watches. Yes, you can customize the face of it, but the exterior of it is the same. They all look the same. Maybe that you can buy a different color, you can change the strap and all that stuff. But so you can do that with normal watches as well. Today, Apple announced, I guess the biggest announcement was their new Apple Ultra watch, which is like a more rugged watch with a titanium case, an enhanced GPS system, a more broad operating temperature. They had a video of a guy like in the Arctic or a mountain climber and somebody running through a desert in in over 100-degree weather. There's these enhanced features, better speaker, like a better microphone, a bigger screen, a sapphire screen, which makes it tougher, along with the titanium case. Another thing that they boasted about the Apple Watch Ultra was the extended battery life. And I was thinking, what if you get lost? The most battery that you're going to get out of that thing is like 60 hours, I think, in like low power mode. Like a real Casio or even like a Garmin watch or just any old watch, you have pretty much indefinite usage. A lot of Casios are solar watches which charge with the sun. Maybe you have a battery pack in your backpack or something and you can charge it a couple of times, but then you're kind of you don't have your watch anymore. So it's not really going to do you a lot of good to have 60 hours of battery life when you're like in an emergency situation in the wilderness or something. Yeah, it's an $800 smartwatch. It is more rugged. It's meant for the more outdoorsy type So I get it, it's, I understand what Apple is doing with it. Then again, you got to think you're paying $800 for something that might be probably will be obsolete in 5 to 6 years at most. I do think it's a cool watch. They also announced the Apple Watch Series 8 with I think with a couple of new sensors, including body temperature. The way I see it, it's, the Apple Watch Series 8 is basically very similar to my Series 6. I don't see it like as a huge upgrade. If you did have like a Series 6, even a Series 4, I don't think you have anything to upgrade it. It's basically the same watch. I think they just increased, like I think the Series 7, they increased the size of the screen. And I think they did add like a low power mode, which will extend the amount of, I think it gives you like 36 hours. I do think they are cool watches. I just think that it doesn't really say much of a statement. There's so many different watch brands out there that you can choose from and get yourself like an individual watch, something that goes along with your lifestyle. If you're like an outdoorsy type, get yourself a G-Shock. If you're like more of like I'm a professional, I wear a suit and tie every day, get yourself a nice dress watch. And the last watch was I think they upgraded the Apple Watch SE. So basically the Apple Watch SE is bringing the SE closer to like what an Apple Watch 6 is. Basically, it looks just like the Apple Watch Series 6. If I was going to buy one of these things, I'd probably consider the SE. Nobody's going to really notice a difference whether you're wearing the Series 8 or the Series 6 from a distance. They look pretty similar. They do about the same, and you're only dropping $250 for a watch that will probably be obsolete in the future, as opposed to like a real watch that you can wear for a long time. And maybe you need to service it if it's an automatic. If it's a quartz, probably less so. Or if it's a Casio, maybe you just change the battery every 5 or 6 years. And if it's a solar Casio, you never have to worry about it. I think the interval is like 15 to 20 years or some crazy amount of time. But anyway, these are my thoughts about the Apple Watch. As an enthusiast, I do appreciate it. I'm glad that it's brought more people into like wearing watches and appreciating watches. And maybe some people may like start wearing an Apple Watch and maybe look to like getting a real watch one day. Like I said, I think for me the winner here is the Apple Watch SE. It's the cheapest one, but I do think that the Ultra looks pretty cool too. Let me know what you think about the Apple Watches. Do you wear an Apple Watch? Do you wear normal watches as well? Let me know what you're thinking and leave them in the comments. It really helps the channel a lot if you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.